The attic always smelled like forgotten dreams and mothballs. I never planned to find that album. I was just doing my usual Thursday cleaning routine, the one Kaya claimed was beneath her status. But there it was, wedged behind a stack of dusty yearbooks, its leather cover cracked with age. My name is Serena, and until today, I thought I knew who I was. The unwanted stepchild, the family charity case, the girl who ate dinner alone in her room while everyone else gathered around the mahogany dining table downstairs. Serena! Kaya's voice echoed from below. Mom needs you to prep for the charity gala tonight. I ignored her, my fingers trembling as I opened the album. Photos spilled out. Old Polaroids, letters, and a thick manila envelope that had never been opened. The first photo showed my mother, Michaela, young and carefree, her arms wrapped around a man I'd never seen before. He was tall, distinguished, wearing an expensive suit that made my stepfather Derek's collection look like discount rack finds. Serena! Kaya's voice grew closer. Don't make me come up there. I quickly stuffed the album into my oversized sweater, the same one Kaya had thrown out last season because it was so last year. My heart pounded as I heard footsteps on the stairs. What are you doing up here? Kaya appeared in the doorway, perfectly manicured and wearing what probably cost more than my yearly allowance. God, you look like a mess. Mom needs you to help set up. The caterers are coming in an hour. I'll be right down, I managed, trying to keep my voice steady. Whatever. Just don't embarrass us like last time. She turned on her heel, leaving behind a trail of expensive perfume. The moment she was gone, I pulled out the album again. My hands shook as I opened the manila envelope. Inside was a birth certificate. My birth certificate. But the name listed under father wasn't Derek Vasquez. It was Noel Steele. The same Noel Steele whose face was plastered across business magazines. The tech mogul whose death 2 weeks ago had dominated headlines. The billionaire whose name Kaya couldn't stop dropping at parties. No, I whispered, memories flooding back. The whispered conversations between Mom and Derek when they thought I was asleep. The way Mom always changed the channel when Noel Steele appeared on TV. The strange men in suits who'd come to our house years ago, only to be turned away by Derek. My phone buzzed, a text from Mom. Where are you? The florists need direction. I grabbed my laptop, my fingers flying across the keyboard as I searched for the law firm listed on the envelope. Steele, Tucker, and Associates. They were still in business, still handling the Steele family affairs. Before I could stop myself, I drafted an email. My name is Serena Fletcher. I've just found my birth certificate listing Noel Steele as my father. I have questions. Many questions. I hit send, then hurried downstairs to help with the gala preparations. As I arranged flowers and directed caterers, Kaya strutted around, showing off her new designer dress to her Instagram followers. Can you believe some people are saying Dad might not get the Steele contract? She laughed to her phone, as if anyone else could handle their tech division better. I kept my head down, my phone burning in my pocket. 6 hours later, as guests filled our house with fake laughter and expensive champagne, my phone vibrated. The reply was short. Miss Fletcher, please come to our offices tomorrow at 9 a.m. Bring the birth certificate and any other documentation you have. This is urgent. Sergio Tucker, senior partner. I looked across the room at my mother, laughing with her social circle, then at Kaya, holding court among her admirers. For 12 years, they'd treated me like an afterthought, a burden, the girl who should be grateful for their scraps of attention. Tomorrow, I'd find out why. Tomorrow, everything would change. I slipped away from the party, clutching the album to my chest. In my room, I laid out every photo, every letter, every piece of evidence on my bed. The man in the photos, my real father, seemed to stare back at me, his eyes holding secrets that had been buried for far too long. Sleep didn't come that night. But revenge? That was just beginning to wake up. The steel Tucker and Associates building loomed over me like a glass mountain. I smoothed my only business-appropriate dress, a hand-me-down from Kaya that she'd declared too boring, and walked through the revolving doors. "I'm here to see Sergio Tucker," I told the receptionist, trying to keep my voice steady. She looked me up and down. "Do you have an appointment?" "Yes. Serena Fletcher, 9 a.m. Her eyes widened slightly. She picked up her phone, whispered something, then stood. "Follow me, please." The elevator ride to the 47th floor felt endless. When the doors opened, a tall man in an impeccable suit was waiting. His face was stern, but his eyes were kind. "Miss Fletcher," he extended his hand. "I'm Sergio Tucker. Please come in." His office had floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. He gestured to a leather chair, then sat behind his massive desk. "Before we begin," he said, "I need to see the documentation you mentioned." I pulled out the birth certificate and album. His hands trembled slightly as he examined them. "My God," he whispered, "we've been looking for you for 12 years. "What?" He opened his laptop, turned it toward me. "This was recorded 2 weeks ago, just before Noel passed." The video started playing. There he was, my father. Older than in the photos, gray-haired but distinguished. His voice was weak but determined. "Sergio, if you're watching this, I'm gone, but she's out there. My daughter, Serena." He coughed. "I've tried everything to find her. Private investigators, legal notices, even tried reaching Michaela directly. Nothing worked. But I'm leaving everything to her. Everything." "Make it happen." I couldn't breathe. "Everything?" "The steel estate, the companies, the trusts. All of it." Sergio leaned forward. "You're the sole heir, Serena. Your father was worth just over $4 billion. The room spun. But Kaya, my mother. They have no legal claim, but they'll fight this, and it will get ugly." He pulled out a thick folder. "Your mother was served multiple legal notices over the years. She hid them from you. We have proof." "Why?" My voice cracked. "Why would she do that? Money, status. She married Derek shortly after hiding the first notice. His company was failing. They needed connections." He paused. "Your father could have helped them. Instead, they chose to keep you in the dark." My phone buzzed. A text from Kaya. "Where are you? Mom's looking for you. Don't forget you're supposed to help set up for her lunch party." I turned off my phone. "What happens now?" I asked. "The will reading is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Your mother and stepsister will be there, expecting to hear about business contracts with Derek's company." Sergio's eyes gleamed. "They don't know about you yet." "They've treated me like nothing for years," I said, my voice hardening. "Made me feel worthless. And now? Now I want them to feel exactly what I felt." He nodded slowly. "The press will be there. This will make headlines. Are you ready for that?" "I've been invisible for 12 years. I stood up. "I'm ready to be seen." "One more thing." Sergio pulled out a key card. "This is to your father's penthouse. He kept a room ready, just in case." I took the card, its weight heavy with possibility. "Miss Fletcher," he called as I reached the door. "Your father never stopped looking for you. Never stopped hoping. Don't let anyone tell you you're not a steal." I left the building in a daze, the key card burning in my pocket. A text lit up my phone. Mom this time. "Where are you?" "This behavior is unacceptable." I hailed a taxi. "Steel Tower," I told the driver. As we pulled away, I typed a reply. Can't make it. Something more important came up. Then I turned my phone off again, watching the city blur past. Tomorrow, Kaya would strut into that will reading, expecting to claim what she thought she deserved. Mom would smile her practiced smile, ready to charm her way into millions. But for once, I'd be the one smiling. For once, I'd be the one they couldn't ignore. The taxi pulled up to Steel Tower. My home, my inheritance, my future. It was time to show them exactly who they'd been looking down on all these years. I arrived at the will, reading 15 minutes early. Kaya was already there, sprawled on a velvet couch like she owned it, scrolling through her phone. She barely glanced up. "What are you doing here?" she asked, wrinkling her nose. "This is for family only." "I am family." I sat down across from her, smoothing my new dress, bought this morning with the credit card Sergio had given me. Mom rushed in, perfectly coiffed as always. She froze when she saw me. "Serena? What's going on?" Before I could answer, reporters and photographers filed in. Camera flashes lit up the room. Kaya preened, already practicing her sympathetic smile. Sergio entered last, carrying a leather portfolio. "Ladies and gentlemen, we're here for the reading of Noel Steele's last will and testament." Kaya straightened up, shooting me another confused look. Mom gripped her designer purse tightly. "Before we begin," Sergio continued, "I'd like to introduce someone special, the sole heir to the Steele estate, Noel's daughter, Serena Fletcher." The room erupted. Camera flashes went wild. Kaya's mouth dropped open. But Mom turned white as a sheet. "That's impossible," Kaya laughed, but her voice shook. "I've never even heard of—" "I have DNA confirmation," Sergio cut in, "plus birth records and documented proof of paternity. Now, shall we proceed with the reading?" Mom stood up. "This is ridiculous. Serena is Derek's daughter. There must be some mistake." "No mistake, Michaela." Sergio's voice was ice. "In fact, we have evidence that you received and hid multiple legal notices about this over the years. Would you like me to share those with the press?" She sat down hard. "The will is simple," Sergio continued. "To my daughter, Serena, I leave everything: Steel Industries, all properties including the main estate and penthouse, all stocks and investments, and a trust fund of $800 million. Kaya jumped up. "This is insane. She's nobody. She's just the girl who cleans our house." "Not anymore." I met her eyes. "And it's my house now." "You can't do this," she hissed. "Actually," Sergio interjected, "she can. And the estate requires immediate vacancy of all current residents of the Steele properties. You have 48 hours. Mom finally found her voice. "Where are we supposed to go?" "The guest house is available," I said sweetly. "You know, the one you made me live in last summer because Kaya needed my room for her yoga studio?" Reporters scribbled frantically. Kaya's face contorted with rage. "You'll regret this," she spat. "You have no idea how to handle this kind of money, this kind of power." "I'm a quick learner," I stood up, "and I had excellent teachers in what not to do." Sergio handed me a stack of documents to sign. With each signature, I felt stronger, freer, more myself. "Miss Steele," a reporter called out, "how does it feel to inherit one of the largest tech empires in the country?" I turned to face the cameras, remembering all the times Kaya had shoved me out of her photos, all the times Mom had asked me to wait in the car during social events. "It feels like justice," I said clearly. "And it's still Fletcher. My father may have been a Steele, but I made it this far as a Fletcher." "You ungrateful little—" Kaya lunged forward, but Mom grabbed her arm. "Not here," she hissed. "Not with cameras." They stormed out, leaving their designer bags behind in their hurry. The reporters followed, shouting questions. Sergio waited until we were alone. That went well. Did it? My hands were shaking. They'll fight this. Let them try. He smiled. Your father left quite a paper trail of their deception. Every rejected meeting, every hidden letter, every bribe they took to keep quiet. Bribe? Oh, yes. He pulled out another folder. Would you like to see what your mother and Derek were paid to keep you away from your father? I took the folder, my chest tight with anger and grief. Yes. Show me everything. There's a board meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. They're expecting to see Kaya there, making her play for control. I thought of my stepsister, always so quick to remind me of my place beneath her. Don't worry, I said. I won't miss it. The folder was heavy with secrets. But for the first time in my life, I felt light, free, ready. Let them come. Let them try to take this from me. I wasn't hiding anymore. Miss Fletcher? A young man with kind eyes and a laptop under his arm caught up to me in the steel industries lobby. I'm Reuben, your new assistant. Mr. Tucker hired me. Just Serena is fine, I said, stepping into the elevator. What's first? The board's waiting. And, he hesitated, your sister is holding a press conference outside. I checked my phone. Sure enough, there was Kaya, perfectly posed in front of news cameras, tears glistening. Devastated by this betrayal, our family welcomed her, loved her. Turn it off, I told Reuben. We have work to do. The boardroom fell silent as I entered. 12 men in expensive suits, all looking at me like I was a bug that needed squashing. Gentlemen, I smiled, taking my father's seat at the head of the table. Shall we begin? Miss Fletcher, one of them, Marcus, according to Reuben's notes, leaned forward. While we appreciate your enthusiasm, perhaps it would be better to let more experienced hands guide the company during this transition. You mean like the hands that lost us the Asian market last quarter? I opened my laptop. Or the hands that approved 3 failed products while our competitors doubled their profits? Silence. My father left me everything for a reason, I continued, including copies of all your emails. Their faces paled. Reuben slid folders across the table, one to each board member. Inside you'll find your new contracts. Those who sign can stay. Those who don't? I shrugged. I hear Kaya's starting a wellness brand. Maybe she's hiring. By lunch, I had a new board. By dinner, I had a new enemy. You've made a serious mistake, Kaya's text read. Check your email. The message contained a video. Me at 16, drunk at a party, crying about how much I hated my life. A video Kaya had promised to delete. That's just the start, she wrote. Wait until the press sees what kind of trash you really are. Reuben knocked on my office door. We found something interesting in the old files. About your mother. He pulled up documents on his tablet. Bank transfers, secret meetings, all pointing to one thing. Mom and Derek had been paid to keep me away from my father. $2 million, Reuben said quietly. That's what they got for hiding you. My phone buzzed again. Mom this time. Darling, let's talk. Over dinner? The club at 8? I'll go, I told Reuben. But first, I need you to do something for me. The club was Mom's favorite playground. All crystal chandeliers and old money whispers. She was already seated, wearing her most expensive jewelry. Sweetheart, she stood to hug me. I stepped back. $2 million, I said. That's what I was worth? She froze. I don't know what you're talking about. The payments from Universal Tech, Dad's biggest competitor. They paid you and Derek to keep me away. It wasn't like that, she hissed. We were protecting you. From what? Love? Money? A father who actually wanted me? We needed that money. Derek's company was failing. We would have lost everything. No, I leaned closer. You lost everything today. My phone lit up with a news alert. The headline read, Steele Heir Reveals Shocking Evidence. Mother Sold Silence for Millions. Mom's face went from pale to red. You didn't. I learned from the best. I stood up. You taught me family means nothing when money's involved. Kaya will destroy you, she spat. She has things on you. Videos, already handled. Check her Instagram. Mom pulled out her phone. There was Kaya's account, suspended for terms of service violations. All her carefully curated posts, her influencer deals, her 500,000 followers, gone. Amazing what a few calls to the right people can do, I smiled. By the way, the guest house needs some repairs. The heat might be spotty this winter. I left her there, surrounded by her socialite friends who were already whispering, already turning away. In the lobby, Reuben waited with more files. Ready for tomorrow? He asked. What's tomorrow? Your father's private vault gets opened. According to these records, he left something special there. Something about a video, Will. I thought of Kaya, probably plotting her next move. Of Mom, scrambling to save her reputation. Tomorrow then, I said. Let's see what other secrets this family's been keeping. The truth was a weapon, and I was just learning how to use it. Illegitimate heiress seizes control. The headline screamed from every newsstand in the city. My PR consultant, Daphne, tossed the newspaper onto my desk. We need to get ahead of this, she said. Your sister's playing the victim card perfectly. I clicked through the morning's news coverage. There was Kaya, dabbing tears during a morning show interview. She was like a sister to me. We gave her everything. Everything except the truth, I muttered. My phone buzzed. Reuben. You need to see this. He burst into my office, laptop in hand. I found something weird in the email servers. Someone's been forwarding your private correspondence to an outside address. What? I grabbed the laptop. The forwarding address was hidden behind layers of encryption, but one detail stood out. The timestamps matched perfectly with every PR leak. I looked at Daphne. She was staring at her phone, typing rapidly. Interesting timing, I said quietly. Every leak happened right after our strategy meetings. She glanced up, face carefully blank. What are you implying? Nothing. I pulled out my own phone, opened my messages to Kaya. Just wondering how much my sister is paying you. Daphne's face crumpled. Serena, Save it. I pressed send on a pre-written text. Security will escort you out. Your termination paperwork is already processed. You don't understand. She stood up, panicked. Kaya has dirt on me too. She threatened to expose your insider trading at your last firm. Yeah, we found that too. I smiled. Amazing what a good tech team can uncover. Security appeared in the doorway. As they led her out, my phone lit up with a call from Sergio. Your mother's lawyers just filed to contest the will, he said without preamble. And Kaya's been meeting with Universal Tech's CEO. Dad's old competitor? They want to buy controlling shares, with Kaya as their puppet CEO. I leaned back, remembering all the times Kaya had played puppet master with my life. Not going to happen. There's more. Sergio paused. That video your father left in the vault? Someone tried to access it last night. Who? Security cameras caught your mother's lawyer. They failed, but they know it exists, I finished. When can we open the vault? Tomorrow morning. But be careful. If that video contains what I think it does, it'll destroy them completely, I said. Good. A notification popped up on my screen. Kaya had posted something new. My heart stopped. It was a video from 3 years ago. Me, broken and drunk after Derek had kicked me out, crying in my car. Kaya's voice in the background. Look at this mess. This is what happens when you don't know your place. The comments were brutal. Unstable. Unfit. Poor little rich girl. Reuben touched my shoulder. We can have it taken down. No, I straightened up. Let them see. Let them all see what they did to me. My phone buzzed again. An anonymous email. Inside was a photo that made my blood run cold. Mom and Derek in a hotel room, accepting a briefcase from Universal Tech's CEO. The timestamp, 13 years ago, right when they first hid me from my father. Reuben, I called. Get me everything you can on Universal Tech's dealings from 13 years ago. Every payment. Every meeting. Already on it. He paused at the door. What are you going to do? I looked at the photo again, at my mother's calculating smile as she took money to hide her daughter's existence. I'm going to do what they taught me, I said. I'm going to make them regret every single choice they made. The sun was setting over the city, casting long shadows through my office windows. Somewhere out there, Kaya was probably celebrating her viral video victory. Mom was plotting with her lawyers. They thought they were winning. They had no idea what was coming. Tomorrow, I'd open that vault. Tomorrow, I'd hear my father's voice tell his side of the story. Tomorrow, I'd learn exactly how deep this betrayal went. And then I'd show them what it really means to lose everything, because they didn't just hide me from my father, they hid me from myself. And I was done hiding. The vault door opened with a soft hiss. Sergio entered first, followed by me and Reuben. The room was smaller than I expected, filled with filing cabinets and a single computer terminal. Your father recorded this 2 days before he died, Sergio said, typing in a password. He knew they'd try to stop you from claiming what's yours. The screen flickered to life. And there he was, my father, looking tired but determined. Serena. His voice was weak but clear. If you're watching this, I finally found you, and I'm probably gone. My hands gripped the desk edge. For 12 years, I searched for you, hired investigators, sent letters, tried every legal channel. He coughed. Your mother. She took their money. Universal Tech paid her and Derek $2 million to keep you hidden. They wanted my company, you see. Thought without an heir, I'd have to sell. Reuben pulled up documents on his tablet, confirming everything. But that's not the worst part, my father continued. The letters I sent, Michaela didn't just hide them. She sold information about my company to Universal Tech. Every time I got close to finding you, they'd sabotage another deal, threaten another partner. Got it, Reuben whispered, showing me emails, bank transfers, meeting logs. I'm leaving you everything, Dad said. Not just because you're my daughter, but because you survived them. You're stronger than they know, stronger than I ever was. Tears rolled down my cheeks. There's one more thing. He leaned closer to the camera. You had a brother. The room went silent. His name was Marcus, your half-brother from my first marriage. He disappeared 15 years ago. The police ruled it an accident, but he paused. 2 weeks before he vanished, he told me he'd discovered something about Michaela. Something big. Sergio handed me a file. Inside was a photo I'd never seen. A teenage boy with my father's eyes smiling at the camera. I could never prove it, Dad continued. But I always suspected Michaela knew more than she said. Check her old jewelry box, the blue one she never opens. Marcus told me that's where she kept her secrets. The video ended. I stood there, shaking. Reuben, I turned to him. Get me everything you can find about Marcus. School records, police reports, everything. Already searching, he nodded. But Serena, be careful. If your mother really was involved, then she's more dangerous than we thought. I pulled out my phone, dialed a number. Hello? Yes. I need a locksmith at the guest house in an hour. Don't tell anyone you're coming. Kaya and Mom were out. Some charity lunch they couldn't afford, but attended anyway. The locksmith made quick work of Mom's bedroom door. The blue jewelry box sat on her dresser, dusty and untouched. Inside, beneath layers of old necklaces, I found it. A torn photograph. My father and Marcus, with Marcus's face scratched out. "Look at this." Reuben held up a stack of papers hidden in the box's false bottom. Bank statements from the Cayman Islands. Regular payments starting right after Marcus disappeared. My phone buzzed. Sergio. Universal Tech's CEO just called an emergency board meeting. Something about a strategic partnership announcement tomorrow. With Kaya as the face of the deal, I guessed. They're making their move. What are you going to do? I looked at the scratched-out photo of my brother, at the evidence of my mother's decades of lies. Call a press conference, I said. Tomorrow morning, before their announcement. It's time everyone knew exactly what kind of people they're dealing with. Another text came through, from Kaya. Saw you breaking into Mom's room? Desperate much? Don't worry, your little drug problem video is just the beginning. By the time I'm done, no one will trust you with a piggy bank, let alone a corporation. I showed Reuben the message. Get me everything you found. Every document, every photo, every secret payment. Tomorrow, we end this. They'll fight back, he warned. Let them. I touched the scratched photo of Marcus. I'm not just fighting for myself anymore. Outside the guest house, storm clouds gathered. Tomorrow would bring either my greatest victory or my complete destruction. Either way, the truth was finally coming out. All of it. The press conference room was packed. Camera flashes popped like lightning as I took the podium, Reuben and Sergio flanking me. In the back, I spotted Kaya and Mom slipping in, their faces smug. Thank you all for coming, I began. Today, I'm going to tell you a story about family, about betrayal, and about murder. The room went silent. Kaya's smile faltered. 13 years ago, my brother Marcus disappeared. I nodded to Reuben, who started the video presentation. The police called it an accident. They were wrong. Photos flashed behind me. Marcus, the police reports, the bank statements. 2 weeks before his death, Marcus discovered something. Something about my mother, Michaela, and her dealings with Universal Tech. Mom stood up, her face white. This is slander. Is it? I held up the documents. These bank statements show regular payments to your Cayman account, starting the day after Marcus vanished. Payments from Universal Tech's shell company. Reporters frantically took notes. Cameras zoomed in on Mom's face. But that's not all, I continued. For 12 years, my mother and stepfather hid me from my real father. They took bribes, sold company secrets, and destroyed evidence of my existence. All for money. All for power. I played my father's video. His voice filled the room, telling his story. Telling our story. When it ended, the silence was deafening. Ms. Fletcher, a reporter called out, are you suggesting your mother was involved in Marcus's death? I'm not suggesting anything. I pressed a button, and new documents appeared on the screen. These are police records my team uncovered, witness statements that were buried. Security footage that disappeared. And this? The screen showed a photo of Mom leaving Marcus's apartment the night he died. You little bitch! Kaya suddenly lunged forward, pushing through reporters. You're making this up. You're just jealous because Mom loved me more. Did she? I asked quietly. Or did she just need someone to replace the child she helped silence? Kaya reached the podium, her face contorted with rage. I'll destroy you. Her fist connected with my jaw before security could stop her. Cameras went wild, capturing every second. Get them out, Sergio ordered, as security dragged Kaya away. Mom followed, already on her phone, probably calling lawyers. But it was too late. The story was out. Their carefully constructed image was shattered. "One more thing," I said, touching my bruised jaw. "Universal Tech's attempted takeover? It ends now. My father built this company on innovation and integrity. I won't let it become a tool for people who trade in secrets and lives." The next hour was a blur of questions, statements, and camera flashes. When it was over, Ruben showed me his tablet. The headlines were already rolling. Steel Air reveals shocking family conspiracy. Universal Tech stocks plummet amid murder allegations. Viral video, heiress attacked during explosive press conference. "Police want to talk to your mother," Sergio said quietly. "The Marcus case is being reopened." My phone buzzed with a text from Kaya. "You're dead to this family." I typed back, "I was never alive to you anyway." Later that night, alone in my father's penthouse, I found one last letter in his desk. It was addressed to Marcus. Never sent. "My son," it read, "I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. But I promise, the truth will come out. Your sister will make sure of it." I folded the letter carefully, thinking of the brother I never knew. The truth had come out, yes. But at what cost? My phone lit up again. Ruben. "Universal Tech's CEO just resigned. Their board is in chaos. And your mother, she's not at the guest house." "Where is she?" "Airport cameras caught her boarding a private jet to Switzerland an hour ago." I walked to the window, looking out over the city I now controlled. Mom was running. Kaya was destroyed. The empire was mine. But somewhere in the back of my mind, a small voice whispered, "What would Marcus think of what I've become?" The night grew darker, and I stood there, wondering if victory was supposed to feel this hollow. Tomorrow would bring new battles, new challenges. But tonight I finally knew the whole truth. And it hurt more than any lie ever could. The morning headlines glowed on my tablet. Kaya enters luxury rehab facility, and Michaela spotted in Geneva. I switched it off, staring at the mansion's gates where reporters still camped out, hoping for more drama. "The police called," Ruben said, entering my office. "They're reopening 3 other suspicious deaths connected to Universal Tech. Your mother's name keeps coming up. And Marcus? They found new evidence in his apartment building." A maintenance worker came forward, said he was paid to delete security footage that night. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. It was a photo of Mom, sitting at a Swiss cafe, looking carefree. The message read, "Still think you won? Block it," I told Ruben. "Block all of them." He hesitated. "There's something else. The board wants to know about the Tokyo deal." The Tokyo deal, worth billions, would secure steel industry's future. The kind of deal that had consumed my father's life. The kind that had kept him searching for me instead of protecting Marcus. "Cancel it," I said. "What? But—" "Cancel all the major deals. Scale back the expansion plans." I stood up, walking to the window. "We're going to do something different." "Different how?" I handed him a folder. My new proposal. His eyes widened as he read. "You want to turn half the company into a foundation? For missing children and family advocacy? Marcus died because nobody looked hard enough. I was hidden because nobody asked the right questions." I took the folder back. "That changes now. The board will fight this. Let them. I own controlling shares." I smiled. "Besides, they've seen what happens when people fight me." My phone rang. "Sergio, you need to see this." He sent a video link. It was Kaya, looking pale but composed, speaking from her rehab facility. "I was wrong," she said, her voice shaking. "About everything. Serena, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I knew what Mom did to Marcus. I knew, and I stayed silent because I was scared. Because I liked being the favorite. The chosen one." I closed the video. She wants to meet, Sergio said. Says she has proof about Mom's other crimes. No. I opened my laptop, pulled up the foundation plans. She made her choice 12 years ago. Now I'm making mine. The intercom buzzed. My new assistant. Miss Fletcher? There's someone here to see you. Says he knew Marcus? The man who entered was older, weathered, carrying a small box. I was the janitor at Marcus's building. Found this while cleaning out my old storage unit. Thought you should have it. Inside the box was a journal, Marcus's handwriting, and photos, dozens of them. Mom meeting with shadowy figures, Derek handling suspicious packages. The truth, documented by a brother I never knew. He was brave, the janitor said quietly. Always smiled at me, asked about my family. The night before it happened, he gave me an envelope. Said if anything happened to him, I should hide it somewhere safe. Where is it now? Swiss Bank. Numbers in the journal. Whatever's in that envelope, your mother's been paying a lot of money to keep it buried. I looked at the journal, at Marcus's careful notes. At the truth, he died protecting. Thank you, I said, for keeping his story safe. After he left, I sat at my father's desk, my desk now, and opened the journal. Marcus's words flowed across the pages, telling his story. Our story. Reuben, I called. Book me a flight to Switzerland. Going after your mother? No. I closed the journal. Going to finish what Marcus started. Going to make things right. The sun was setting over the city, my city now, but not in the way Kaya had wanted it. Not in the way Mom had schemed for, in my own way. The right way? I picked up my father's old photo frame, replaced his corporate awards photo with the torn picture of Marcus. Then I started typing, Dear board members, the future of steel industries isn't in bigger deals or hostile takeovers. It's in truth, in justice, in making sure no other family gets torn apart by greed and secrets. Welcome to the new era. Sincerely, Serena Fletcher, CEO and founder, the Marcus Steel Foundation for Truth and Justice. Sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction, it's reconstruction. Building something better from the ashes of what was lost. That's what Marcus would have wanted. That's what I needed. That's who I choose to be.